why is running power important for Australian rules football? Every team largely is going to have a different philosophy. Australian conditioning coaches will develop athletes with their physical capacities so they can put their best show and put their best foot forward on a given basis and in their game. So clearly, when we're thinking about running power, we're thinking about our half backs, our half forwards, and our wing, particularly our outside players, their ability to do two-way running. So whether they're holding a line for the opposite winger to be able to keep other players accountable in the opposing team, or for chase down tackles, or just simply creating space and spreading the field for the key position players to lead up into. So really important from a tactical point of view. Obviously, from a technical point of view, if you've got sound, repeat speed, power, then the game is easy. If you're not fit, you're going to be pushing yourself just as hard as someone that is fit on the game, but you're going to be fatigued a lot. Running economy. So when we're thinking about running economy, it's how well you're moving, not so much the output. So not looking at how fast someone went from A to B, but looking at the mechanics of how they got there. So how well do they have ankle stiffness when they're hitting the ground? Are they sinking into the ground, or are they able to maintain a good line between their pelvis and they're not getting that like hip drop or lateral sway through their trunk, lateral flexion? So are they able to maintain stiffness through high intensity actions, through whether it be curvilinear runner, straight line running, accelerations, change of direction? The analogy I love to use is if we're thinking of a car, how full are the tires of that car to be able to maximize the engine, the horsepower? Okay, so if you've got flat tires, i.e. when you're running along the ground and you're looking at someone in their swing leg, their feet are pointing to the ground, there's that no pre-tension, then when they hit the ground, they're going to spend a little bit extra time, contact time with the ground. So that's going to create extra work for their muscles, and therefore they're going to get less performance out of that because they're spending more time on the ground. So it's not going to be as stiff, not as elastic. So they're going to benefit as well from their tendons, but also they're increasing their risk of injury because they're working a lot harder compared to someone that's got efficient, effective running economy. And number 3, power, speed, and endurance. So clearly if we go with power first, so more our slow stretch shortening cycle, those things like your ability to jump for the aerial contest. Power is also conducive with acceleration, your first step or 2-3 steps. We know we spend more time on the ground for acceleration. So more that slow stretch shortening cycle compared to sprinting, where it's more fast stretch shortening cycle. So in power is incredibly important for Aussie rules football. Endurance, so what's your deficit like between the first quarter to your last? So what's the capacity like for key muscles, hamstrings, soleus, gastroc, quads, adductors, and glute med, glute max? Someone that's got really sound endurance will be able to hit 30 calf raises on each leg, single leg, 30 single leg hip thrusts. They'll be able to do 40 single leg squats. And from a adductor point of view, 15 quality Copenhagen's. So really important that those muscles are in place. And then the strong enough aspect. So can you squat or lift 2 times body weight? Can you bench press around 1.3 times body weight? We know they're AFL demands, so that's more for senior athletes. If you're still developing and you're new to the gym, I wouldn't worry about those 2 criteria. Focus on your technique, focus on your more muscle endurance capacity, focus on your aerobic capacity, your endurance side of things from a running point of view. Strength will come later on as you spend more years in the gym. But if you have been in the gym for 4 years plus, 5 years plus, you've got sound, and start working towards prioritizing maximal strength opposed to your hypertrophy. Too often I speak to athletes and look at their programs before they start our program, and they've just been following your classic 10 to 15 rep range with low intent, short rest periods, and the intensity is just not moving the needle. We need to be resting 2 to 3 minutes between sets. We need to be step loading every set to a heavy 2, 3, or 4 reps. And we need to be that compound lifts, the box squats, the back squats, the deadlifts are critical. So if you're not strong enough, then all that speed training, all that agility, all that acceleration, this is an area that you can get massive amount of reward from. If you can produce more force, your ceiling for improving those dynamic qualities is going to be enhanced.